morning, Vietnam. Um, good morning, guys. We are coming to you live on a Wednesday morning. The whole team, most of the team, is about to show up here in Kansas City over the next 24 hours, so we might have some postponements on shows, but we're gonna get it done today for you guys. Um, I'm Tucker, also known as Hagrid. We got Jackus, we got Caroline Ellison, American Trader, our newest analyst. So yeah, we got a stack crew. Max should be joining us soon. Um, but we are in the midst of a pump, it seems. Oh, like and subscribe helps us out. We love coming on here and doing this every day and talking to you guys. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. But anyway, yeah, I'm thinking Bitcoin wants to move a little bit here. This sort of bull chop pattern usually ends in a god candle. It really does. So we'll see. But we got Bitcoin loading. We got equities selling pretty hard right now. Trying to hold SPX, trying to hold, but small caps are getting cranked right now. Oh, I've got a cat coming across my screen. Hang on. Get out of here. Get out of there. All right. And what do we got? I think we're selling mostly because of the bond market right now. If I had to guess, we are seeing yields spike pretty aggressively on the long end today. So, whole lot to jump into. We got some altcoins running, but yes, that is sort of the dynamic we're seeing today. But I wanna get us started. So I'm gonna kick it over to either of you guys, whoever wants to go. We can jump into whatever. But thanks again to the audience for being here, guys.
I can jump in, exceptionally.
Yeah, as I said, let Jackus cook this morning. Go ahead, Jackus.
Gotta let me cook. Gotta share the chart. One sec. Come on.
Are you going to show us how Ada's generational wealth?
I actually wanted to start with BTC Watcher. We can go,
All right, go for it.
into Cardano, right? So, I mean, on the USD pair, it had a. I was just saying how the market makers love to shake people out. It created this downtrend, then faked a breakdown, and then boom. But like Cardano, guys, is dead coin. I always try to be as realistic as possible, and I was heavy in the past cycle on Cardano, and it was one of the best backs I had in the prior cycle, especially because I was buying down here. But and then I was selling on the USD pair. But like this coin is dead because you simply don't get two cycles and then price retraces to where it started, and this one will retrace to, it's basically down here. That this already is just dead coin. I mean, that doesn't mean we won't see like something like this, during out season, but it's gonna continue bleeding and it's over for Cardano. If it had any chance, if it wanted to have any chance of survival, it should have stopped around here or maybe down here. This was a good chance to create that bottoming range, like we see, for example, on Sol, and then start trading higher. We didn't see that. It broke down and it's over. I've seen this pattern just so many times. And then you're gonna get something like these, like you had the initial one, you had the initial cycle, then you got the secular bear, maybe insert, then it breaks lower, and then you just reprice to way lower prices, right? Now it's pumping. You're gonna see Steam on Binance or anywhere, like it's one of the best gainers. Surely there is some local volatility to make money on, but it's over, Whereas, for example, ETH is one to pay attention to, because ETH is looking very decent. This is on the BTC pairs. It's not just the USD pair. So it had the first initial pump, the listing pump. That's always the case. Then you get the bear market sell-off, accumulation. Then you get the secular bear. It broke all-time high, and this is ADA. This is ADA, right? This is most of other shitcoins. But what did ETH do? It held here and continued higher, and then retraced. Sure, that's cool, but it's still trading at good levels, and this can easily turn to be. I think we are bottoming here. I have longer term back for the DeFi space, and I do see this over the years. Creating another bull. It's one of the higher market cap coins as well, and it could produce some nice returns to outperform BTC. Sol is good one too. If you're gonna look at the BTC pair, but Sol only went through that first bull cycle, the first adoption. It had this bear market after. Now we are in the accumulation phase. This is basically the Cardano down here. That's where Sol is, guys. They're just not speculation. That's how it is. Facts. I do think we are bottom ranging here. Then there is a question. Does Sol BTC go to new all-time highs? Does it create structure to sustain and live? Or is it just a exit pump and then it does Cardano, goes back to where it started and it's over the next cycle? That is yet to be seen, but right now there is an opportunity. I don't think there is an opportunity for Cardano anymore, because if it will go with the rest of the market. When there is a alt season, it will bounce with it, but it won't do the returns the other coins will. So if you are looking, and Cardano was one of the bigger coins back then as well, but still small enough to produce these returns. I think that's the sole case right now. That's why I keep on saying it's a good opportunity. Apart from that, I don't care about Solana. I don't care about it fundamentally. Maybe it does something amazing. Maybe it's just Solana. Who knows? But from price perspective, investor perspective, this is a good place to be. We can even look at the stuff like Link, right? This is pretty decent too. Again, I'm not saying like it goes to new all-time highs. It's possible. Maybe it just goes to 10,000 sats, whatever. But it had the first adoption impulse, then it had its bear market, but there wasn't any significant structure. There wasn't just one pump. This is a return to the mean. We have broken the downtrend, and now I think is a good time once again for some upside. I think if we look, for example, at Sol versus Link, I still think that Sol comes out on top. Shit.
Hey, I don't know if you're still cooking here, Jackus, but
I'm cooking. But
all right, I'll let you finish, and then we'll get back into question.
You just had question, Mrs. Caroline, or you wanted to cook as well?
So I was told through a little birdie, a lot of people on Twitter whom I don't know where they work or if that's their actual real picture, that all of this happened because the ETF was put on, I think it was the DST, and then removed from it and then put back on it again. And if it would have never gotten put on there in the first place, this pump would have never happened. Although, I tend to lean towards, just pay attention to the charts and don't get faked out. But, I just wanted to know your thoughts on that.
And who asked that question?
It was the buzz around Twitter, man. Like everybody was discussing the whole, the spot ETF being put on and then taken off and then put back on.
Was it the bear excuse to really make the excuse why the price went up and they were not wrong? It was just
and then when it retraced, they were all claiming, "Oh, look, it got removed," and then when it went back on, they said, "Oh, it's manipulation."
Yeah, I'll jump into that.
If you don't think I was refreshing the DTCC page every
Right,
5
DTCC,
seconds
that's it, yeah.
because their website was down. You're wrong.
Oh wait, this one. Okay, we're gonna follow up on both of these. We're
Yeah,
gonna follow
let's
up
chat on that.
Cointelegraph. Yeah, I'll just finish the Sol Link. So if I look at Sol Link once again, clear bottoming range. I do think we break higher here and then continue higher. So we can see that we do expect Link BTC to outperform. We do expect Sol BTC to outperform. We do expect Sol ETH to outperform. Sol is gonna outperform ETH, but then we're gonna measure Sol and Link, and I do think right now it's accumulating as well. I do see this one going higher from here, breaking this breakdown point, this breaker, and continuing higher. So I think even Sol's gonna outperform even Link, and that's why I still believe it's one of the best bets to have with good amounts of certainty, if you can put it that way. Like, you can always speculate on very low cap shitcoins, and those will always outperform the higher caps like Sol. But if you are looking, not gambling that much and just looking to outperform BTC with good amounts of it's not a certainty, but you know what I mean, then I believe Sol is a good one. Okay, jumping to BTC. Just loving this, man. So I talked yesterday about this H1 level holding when we were trading around, I believe, here or here, not sure. And this one was after the pump. This was the only support down there. And I was saying this should hold because we've already had that. It would be different if we just had this one pump and then started to retrace, right? Then it would be a scam pump. The fact that we had a follow through and that changed things, and then we retraced the support and held it. And I think this one, I could see a scenario like this. I'm not yet certain. I could see this, right? This is where people start to FOMO. There is going to be some more liquidations possibly, and then there is the giant sweep shakeout. And I would love that in being like one candle, like 1 hour candle, right? Where that hourly candle starts from like here. It's a complete shakeout wick, and then we reclaim above and start trading higher again. I've seen this model way too many times, and I'm gonna keep this one here. And this one does make sense to me, where we hold the support first, we hope in a higher, create few swings higher, lure people in. Oh,
Bro,
man.
Max, is that a real background?
It is, yeah.
That looks sick, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted
Nice.
to jump in here, Jack, if that's okay for a second. Yeah, that looks very sick.
Okay, go on, Will.
It's based off your thesis here, so it's not off topic. I think a lot of people, and I'd like to look at Microsoft when we get done with Bitcoin. A lot of people fade this move, right? And they fade this move because they don't understand when price retraces from a massive wick like where it's at right now, and then comes back and revisits it, it tends to fill the wick, right? If you're a bear and you want this to be bearish, you do not want to see price come back and revisit the wick. And we came back up, rejected once, and now we're working our way through. And I think your thesis here makes sense because your top is just a little bit above the wick, which is where the trap is set before the pullback into the rip in the next move, right? And so I think like this is a beautiful, a piece of art that a lot of people should really respect and look at and understand that we've moved back into the wick zone and now we're going to push through. This is kind of your follow through, right? Or your expected follow through. And I think the second you get above that second lower wick, the second you get above that, you revisit the higher wick and then you push through. So Microsoft is doing a very similar move. So I would like to visit that when we're done. You can finish your cooking now.
Should I put Microsoft in? Oh, I'm not sure which one you mean right now on Microsoft.
Yeah.
I can
so
find it.
If you throw it up on the higher time frames, I'd say throw it up
weekly?
on like on your monthly.
Okay.
So if you scroll out a little bit there, we're basically on the monthly revisiting that high and pushing into that wick, right? So a lot of people are going to see this on lower time frames and think this is going to reject. But the reality is you fell over, you came back down, you found support, and now you're bouncing back into it. So now you're going to get a slight pullback, which is what we're seeing below the resistance, and then you're going to get a rip right through it, I think, and you're going to fill in that wick.
Well, that could be the top, man. Look at that sweep. That could be the top.
They already had the opportunity. The pullback had already occurred. So the opportunity for a sweep is it's already happened. Look, you got go back to that time frame you were just at a minute ago. See how you're just above your middle zone right there. They pulled above that. They should not have swept above that move on the weekly. They should have remained below it, but they were able to push through it and they shoved above it.
Jackus is drawing bearish lines as you're speaking.
I'm telling you, bro, it has the support there. It can range here for a period of time, but it's going to break out.
Speaking of breaking out, man, ETH is going to break out soon, man.
Yeah,
we jump into that. We go one by one. I mean, this could be both bullish and bearish. We are legit retesting the prior all-time high of 2021, but we
multiple
have also
times.
but we are also bouncing from this support, and this could, as Will is saying, it can easily continue higher. So
it doesn't mean it'll be
both
sustained, but it would just break above.
Oh, it had a pre-market gap, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably looking to fill, and then I could see this one going higher though, because of the gap as well.
Once it fills the gap, it'll fill the demand and then it'll rip.
Yeah, most likely. We'll see. Anyways, back to BTC.
And real quick, I just wanted to mention something. I know I'm a little bit late here, but I haven't heard any of you mention this yet, and it's kind of lagging the rest of the market right now, but it is coiling for a big expansion. And that would be the like count on this video. Guys, if you could please just take one quick moment, hit that thumbs up button for us. It does absolute wonders for the channel. It does wonders for the show. And you guys always come through for us. It should be no problem. It's easy work for you guys. It's light work. We got 31 people watching right now. We got 15 likes. Let's see if we can do TP1 at 20, TP2 at 30. I think that seems reasonable. And again, you guys always come through. This is just another day for you guys. Just another Wednesday. So let's see if you can get us there. Let's see if we can blast to 20 likes real quick. But thank you guys again for the support. Always very, very appreciative. But back to you, Jackus.
Now I have to follow up, guys. We are in a new range, and now we want to TP to at 40 likes, okay? And then we're going to 50, okay? We've been going to 30. That's gone. We've passed that on the past streams, guys. We want 40 likes this time around. We are providing you the series alpha each time, each week. We are here for you guys. Lots of alpha. That like doesn't cost anything. It does help the algo. It's the least you can do, guys. So please consider doing so.
That was beautifully said, Jackus. And guys, how about that link trade yesterday? Like I literally, me and Tucker just served you guys up a 12% move on Link yesterday from literally the low, man. From the low. I mean, come on. Now we're paying you guys. So that was a freebie, man.
Indeed.
Usually just leave
that
us.
That was an absolute.
I mean, we do that a lot though. We get freebies a lot on here, and people, like if you guys are appreciative of that, all we ask is a like. That's it. We give a lot of freebies on here, a lot more than we should, honestly, because we do have paid members that we do support,
Yes.
But we also give you guys, some of that alpha coming in here daily. We don't just come in and talk, the same old boring things. We tell you guys when we see other things. But you can see here, I wanted to talk about, though, Jack, is this chart right here that you have. And I think that people are just not appreciating the thought that goes into this, because really what you're setting up here is you're setting up the trap, right? And the trap is to the bull side, ultimately. And then the trap will be to the bear side. And you can see the move there that a lot of people are not appreciating it, and you're basically showing, hey, we could push up to 37 and roll back to 32. And there's a lot of people who want bearishness, but they're not willing to accept that you're giving it to them, right? It's just higher before lower. And the reality is, I think a lot of people will skip this move, man. Do you know what this reminds me of, Jackus? It reminds me of 2020, right before 2021 happened. Nobody believed that Bitcoin was going to continue following through, man. Nobody believed it. And I was just sitting there. I was like, these guys are just, they have no clue what's going on. They have no clue.
Do you mean this move, Will?
Yeah, you got the rollover. Or no, sorry. Yeah, oh yeah, that one between 2021. Yeah, that one definitely caught a lot of people off guard. That one and the low there around 30. That one got a lot of people off guard too. Like so many people thought that was it. There was a death cross there. You remember the death cross conversation going all over Twitter? This is where it all ends.
Cross.
That's all everybody was talking about. You got price falling and you got strength rising on the RSI right there, almost perfectly in congruency. And then everybody was telling me how this is the fallout position. It's like you're floating right above support. What are you talking about? Not only that, let's go back to 2020, right after COVID. Nobody thought this was going to continue following through. When we got back to highs there, can you mark out that high where we fell over during COVID? Right there. Yep, that's beautiful.
Okay. Oh, 1 sec. I will jump on the
because
daily.
I think this is a significant part where a lot of people are just not accepting the move. Right in there. Beautiful. So what happened is we broke down during COVID, came back up, revisited it. This is the 25K guys to 30K. That's what this is. Everybody thought right here that it was going to roll back over and this was resistance. It then rolled down to support right there and then broke, right? And there was your breakout right there. That's 30K breakout right there. Then we rolled up higher and then rolled back. Right. And that's your retest. And then the market just went completely ballistic. And I think that this is a very good scenario to be paying attention to, because if this plays out something similarly right now, this is it, guys. Like you're getting your opportunity and you're literally fumbling it because you think that we go lower.
Well, this is the move I was looking for the entire time. I knew I've seen it somewhere. That's why I drove it.
Yeah, because you called that. You said 33,333.33. That was the low.
But right? we're looking at literally last cycle and finding the same price action type move. Same breakout, everything. Never retested the lower range either. Look at it. It never retested it. It came back, played people, and rolled out. Then it came back and retested it later. And then right there where it broke below, everybody probably thought it was over, and the freaking market tore everybody up a lot.
Guys, you have to see this.
Right, change it back. Just change it back.
I'm not even playing this. I pulled up a random SPX chart on one of these tabs, and this popped up.
Bro,
Tucker, what? Are you okay, brother?
No. This is from a long time ago. I never had all this on at the same time.
Tucker definitely can say he was right. Whatever happens.
It was never all on at the same time, man. Don't worry.
I can tell you this, Zodiac. I have been to the Bahamas. I did at one point live in my own little empire in the Bahamas, but then the feds came in and kicked the door and took it all.
Yo, real quick, I'm gonna pass it back to you, Jack, because they literally turned off the options chain this morning for a period of time because we were nuking. They literally,
that's all they're gonna do.
I kind of want to bid the S&P, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to bid it.
Max.
Do you know what that's called, Tucker? That's called market manipulation.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
All right, let me show you why, though, man. I'd love to just show you why. I mean, I haven't yet, but I'm compelled to. Okay. I'm compelled.
Tucker, you got to acknowledge all that consolidation. Come on, man.
I acknowledge it. That's where I had the Iron Curtain drawn.
All right, let me cook here. I'm going to turn these off. I do love that indicator, though. We're trying to hold. This is the 2023 point of control. this line right here. So this is January 1st all the way through present price action. This nice diagonal line right here, we're holding support. We're at the yearly point of control. DXY, in my opinion, is rejecting right up here again and is distributing. And I think this is just a really aggressive retest. I think if you get above this red line, like you take out these wicks here, and then you're above this red box, DXY could go a lot higher. But right now, it's rejecting right where it needs to. Well, we have confluence with the S&P 500 at its 2023 yearly point of control, while also at sort of our diagonal normie trend line here. And it likes to do this movement here where you get a really strong bounce, you take out the low, sweep, and then you start moving back up. You saw it here, and arguably you've seen it here too. That one was pretty aggressive, but it likes to do that, like right here, same right here. Even just for a bounce, it likes to do that, like bottoms in, take out the low, and then move up. So I'm just saying the setup is there. The setup is there, and this is where you would bid for sure with the tightest invalidation. I mean, you could literally even do something as tight as this right here. I'm talking we shouldn't really break down below this trend line, and you could probably target all these highs right here, man. All these equal highs right up in here. So I'm just saying, like, it's the trade setup is there. The trade setup is definitely there. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but the trade setup is there.
Do you know what this reminds me of, Max? When we were discussing ETH, and ETH was sitting right there in that same position, man.
Look at
It
this.
was literally sitting right there.
Yeah, it was. That's a good point, Will. It looked like it was falling off of a cliff.
It looked like it was about to fall off a cliff.
I'm just saying, with DXY looking like it's, I mean, at least for now, rejecting at lower time frame resistance. I don't think this is a bad setup at all. I mean, things certainly
I like it.
I mean, maybe rather than the price, it's best to buy the call options down here, because I'm pretty certain we're gonna bounce very strong on SPX from these prices. And then if you are not sure, yeah.
I mean, that was my plan, is to load up before we get the second skip in a row from the Fed, because in my opinion, two skips in a row is a Fed pause, and historically we nuke into the Fed pause and then we spring out of it aggressively. So I might play some like end of 2023 440 or 445 calls, and just see if we can run it back to like SPY 460, 465, something like that.
But
going
Max,
into the end of the year. Yeah.
Just to kind of go to your point of nuking into the Fed pause is exactly what SPY's been doing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's been nuking directly into the pause.
And I made a video on that, man. I went through every single example. This is perfectly in line with what happens before the official Fed pause. We nuke into it like, and Tucker, we talked about this too, man. We talked at length about this, about how we nuke like 8 to 12% on average the month or month and a half leading into a Fed pause. And then we just face melt from there. And then we start our journey to a new high. And then eventually you start to see the recession kick in once they start cutting like a year later. So I'm just saying this is potentially the spot. I'm being patient, but I do like Jackus's idea of buying some calls, because they're probably very cheap down here. I bet they're just completely distressed. You could probably buy some end of December's or even end of January's for like 60, 70% off of where they were 30 days ago. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Bro, imagine if Ethereum had contracts, like what it would have looked like at 1,500. Like they would have been so distressed. You'd have been getting them for pennies on the dollar, man.
Yeah.
And that's where I think SPY is at right now too. I think there's probably no call side demand at all. And there's somebody out there with big money looking at that, and they're like, "Oh, I need to."
Yeah, I think the short down here is crowded, especially with DXY rejecting.
Pull up the put call ratio, brothers. Pull it up.
I don't want your facts, Tucker. Save it.
Keep the propaganda.
No,
okay,
I mean, either way,
it's crowded down here. I think this is crowded for sure. And
not everything. Yeah, not everything has to align necessarily, Tucker, but I would say arguably you're sitting at support. We had the same conversation around ETH. ETH definitely ripped off of that support. like in an extreme way, and I could see SPY that like when we discuss this too for the audience, like we're only discussing a trade. We're not even saying SPY is going to break out of this range or not just range between this high and this low. We're just looking at the trade call position back to the high, and then probably TPing off of that, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Good morning, Wes. Good morning. I mean, I still cannot stress out how bullish the Nasdaq chart looks.
Yeah,
like
this is-
anyone's job. Just zoom out. And even if it rolls over a little bit more deeper, it's still a reaccumulation before.
I had a bull flag on
all
that.
I know.
I mean, you
support right there.
can come back to these, this level potentially.
Yeah.
I can see this,
Either way, you're so close
Yeah.
to a bounce, it doesn't matter. That's the point
Exactly.
in my perspective. Again, if you were to put that on a monthly real quick, Max, I know.
Can I go higher, Will? Can I go to the 6 month? Or
I mean, look. All right, I know you guys like to meme me. All right, look at the consolidation range down there. Now put it on the weekly. Drop it down to just the 1 week, and then just tighten all that up a little bit. Like you have so much consolidate. Like just for the audience's like perspective, like consolidation and accumulation and distribution, they're all a range of activity, right? When you get a lot of activity in a range, it's hard to revisit those active ranges because somebody was so active in those ranges, whether it be a market maker or whoever, that they'll probably defend price when it comes into those ranges. And that's why we talk about this when we discuss this every day.
dude, we've talked about this so much before. Like all of this is mega demand, man. We spent a year chopping, consolidating, grinding. We're not just going to come back here and just go, oh, okay, like this, none of this matters, none of it matters.
Well, you can go further back than that, Max.
This is the first retest. This is the first retest we've had since we broke out of this range.
Yeah, that's what the macro guys would tell you, that we are just dropping lower and into zero.
Yeah, they don't know how to trade, man. They literally just know how to like hindsight explain what's happening. They don't know how to trade.
Max, though, if you go to your left a little more in your chart, you have more accumulation to the left right there. Like you could box all that out, and literally you have all that as accumulation.
Yeah, I mean,
you have so much support in that range. Like it's so difficult to say that price would go back in there.
All this.
Zodiac is saying, where is the bear side? And I just don't see the bear side here yet. I can
give you a bear side. You need to come extremely down on SPY. You need to go below 4,000.
Wait, if so you're saying if we go down, then we're bearish?
I'm saying if you go below 4,000, you could definitely be switching trends.
All right,
That's fair.
All right, let me save this. I'm gonna show Jackus how to use folders here. We'll save.
Folder maxi.
I have so many folders, man. Where's my volume profile? There it is. Okay. So here's the thing. If we come, I'd say below, here, and we can't reclaim, like this is your spot right here. This is the area that you need to hold right here. It's right here. This is your spot. I agree with Will that if you lose this and we go down here, then when you come back up, this is a retest and you short this. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're bearish. Yep. All right. But right now we're sitting at support. And on top of that, you want to draw the yearly volume profile. And again, for those that don't know what the point of control is, the point of control is the area in which the most transacting occurred. And we know that since we went up after all of this right here, there was a lot of buying in here. Okay. So this is support. This is huge support.
Indeed.
But Max.
Exactly, Max. There was the long accumulation through the early 2023 and late 2022. We broke out and we are just retesting that support. And at that support, everyone's bearish. And by the way, Zodiac has put out a comment. The market shrugged off the fastest increase in interest rates, and we are all acting as we are not going to see it filter through the economy and eventually markets. That is not what we are saying, and we've been repeatedly saying that we do. And I was one of those guys who was reasonably bullish and not unreasonably bearish, calling for the greatest recession ever and everything's going to go doomsday. I was saying that these interest rate hikes are bearish for the economy, but it takes time before it does that. And we have about a year time period with the rate pauses and so on until Q3, Q4 2024, which is the approximate time. We cannot tell exactly right now when those things are going to unfold. But to your comment, we are not acting. We are actually one of those guys who are trying to act the most accurately, where we are trying to say, hey, there is still some upside, but then these things will come and be prepared for them. We are not saying that SPX is gonna go for the new bull market like these moon boys equities guys are saying, and at the same time we are not saying like everything's gonna just dump from here to zero. I think we are reasonably bullish and trying to see the facts.
And here's the thing, like that was well said, Jack. 'Cause I think for me, it really just comes down to taking out some of these levels on SPX and how everybody upon the first pullback that we've had all year, like this is the first actual pullback. Everybody's just like, oh, confirm the recession's here. It's over. This is the first pullback we've had all year, man. Like the first one.
Max, not to mention, if you were to zoom out on SPY, can you go back historically and look at every major crash where it's occurred?
Of course we can, Will.
Let's just go to 2000, 2008 real quick.
Wait,
where did the major crash occur?
Quick question. Your chart is E-mini futures, and if I pull out the SPX index chart, it's higher.
Yep. Yeah. If you just go to flat SPX, the point that I was trying to get to is every major crash occurred from all-time high. It never occurred from the middle of the move. It never occurred from the lower end of the chart. It occurred from all-time high. Every single time. You can go back through history. Look at SPY. It's historically accurate, what I'm telling you. It happened at all-time high. 2008 crash, all-time high. 2000 crash, all-time high.
Dude, look at this move. We literally made an all-time high by like 10 points and then just went straight down. Do you understand the psychological torment to do that?
I know.
I mean, you're sitting here, man. You're sitting here. So for the previous all-time high was in March of 2000, and you wait 2,758 days. You wait like just shy of a decade. Okay,
go lower,
and you make a new all-time high, and you're like, "We are so back, baby," and then you nuke and make a new low. I mean, that is vicious, man. Absolutely vicious.
That's my case for this cycle.
To what Jackus has talked about in the past, and I do want to give credit where credit is due. That's the cycle of commodities to stocks. It just so many people get twisted up between the two, right? And they want to play stocks the whole time or play commodities the whole time. And you can be on the wrong side of the trade if you're in the wrong assets at the wrong time. And at those times, stocks was not the play. And arguably, to what Jackus has been pointing out, I would say commodities is probably the play from what he showed me and so on and so forth. And again, it's not his word. I saw it on the charts. I looked at the data. The data supports what's being talked about. We never come in here with like no data points and just say, hey guys, we're going $158,000 Bitcoin in like 3 months. We come in and we look at the chart and we tell you guys, hey, we have a potential to go to like 38, 40. 37. Like, you're not going to hear us come in and talk some crazy. We're not going to be like, hey guys, we're going to go to 2100 SPY probably in about 6 months. So get your bags packed and get ready to short the entire market all the way down to 2100. Because these like, you won't hear that come from us, guys. That's always the point that we try to get across. We try to give realistic targets of where we think price is going. Maybe BTC is going to nuke 3 months from now. Maybe right? But we're going to be trying to be on top of that if that happens. And we'll be like, hey, we're short side. I mean, think about how short a lot of us were literally 2-3 months ago, right? Like the conviction was so strong there, but we flipped because the chart told us to flip. That was the point. We flipped because price was telling us to flip. You need to be long here. And that's why, I'm not telling you guys that, I'm just saying that's why a lot of us flipped, because we saw price and we moved with the chart. There's no emotion with money. If you have emotion with money, you're on the wrong side of the trade in the first place. You're too tied to it. So you have to play the chart as it shows you, and you'll make money. That's basically it. But again, if we're looking at historics, I would say, just going off historics, where does SPY have to be to reject max? From your thoughts, just going off historics.
I mean, man, if we're being honest, it probably needs to be up in this region, close to 5,000. I mean, this would make a lot of sense, and we could maybe go lower. Like I could see 50 points lower or something like that.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to do something like this.
Guys,
I think everyone, you guys make fun of Mrs. Caroline here, but if you're gonna really zoom out on like 6 months, you will see this two swings that you need to see. I see it on this time frame, but most people won't see it. If you're gonna zoom out, you will see that big swing that goes from like it started on May 2022. There is that high, then there is the final shakeout to the low. Yeah. This low, exactly. This low. No. That's not what I wanted to say. No. You take this low.
This is May of 2022.
Okay, so it's the low. This is the next low, right?
Right here.
No, on the left between. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
This is the important one. Okay, June 2022. You get it upside, and you get that final bear market sell-off to new lows. This is your most important swing, and then all the way from the very bottom of the cycle, you get one impulsive flag to July 2023. That's your break of the structure, and then all of this is just pullback. This is the swing you want to see. If you can use the lighter there to mark these three swings.
I'll switch it to you, Jackus, and you can.
Okay. We have to, by the way, come back later to what we were discussing earlier.
Go look at Cardano and tell me if you missed the bottom.
Will, no financial advice now, brother. No financial advice. I could sense you were about to respond to that with financial advice.
No, I wasn't. I was just going to go
NFA.
to the chart.
Hang on.
No financial advice.
Here we go.
Okay, fucking. Maybe. Okay, I don't know if these drawings. Okay, I know. One sec. I haven't done my homework. Don't laugh. Okay, so this is the big swing, guys. This is the big swing that you want to be seeing. You had a bear market. Then you get this. And this is what most people are failing to see. Anything here is a higher low all the way up until here. Then you get continuation.
Yeah, your break of structure is way down there.
So this is what people need to see if they really zoom out.
Yeah, my thoughts was always 4150. That's where I thought SPY was going to go to. We didn't quite make it there. We may still make it there, but that was my thoughts on support, and it's just because the range there kind of makes sense at 4150. There's a lot of consolidation in that range.
This whole leg was one leg down. So the break of structure really happens above here. You get that. You had a minor range in here, which will act as support. This is an internal support, but this is the break of structure, and anything all the way above here is a higher low. So I don't care if we drop a little lower here, but this is going higher. And this is exactly where people always fail the market structure, because they are too zoomed in. They are looking at this and they are saying, oh, bearish structure, we are going to zero. No, this is what you need to see. And this is a one like lower.
Yep.
So this is temporary trend in a larger uptrend.
Ignore the chop essentially, but like what you've outlined there, Jackus, like a lot of people like to take that break of structure to the outside and pretend like if you get below that means the trend is switched. When in reality, that's not the case at all. You look for the takeoff move as your low end range, and you look for the breakout move as your high end range. And once you get the breakout above, then you just look for support until it bounces, as long as it remains above your first breakout range, which is where you identified that basically down at 3,800. So yeah, I would say you'd probably be safe down at 3,800. Arguably, would I like to see it there? No, I'd be very much like a Cheeto in the door meme at that point. I'd be like, could crack at any minute. But if as long as we remain where we are, like if you were to draw a line across that entire move right there, Jack, is like scroll out on the monthly and just look, because yours is better because you don't have anything. Just draw a line across the body candles all the way across, right above our consolidation range. Like guys, look at all that consolidation below that range. Like it's like a wall of liquidity basically below there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you could look at that. Like there's not even gaps. Like they completely fill the entire range the whole time they beat out of there. It's not like a V shape. It's like they filled the entire V in as they were working out. That's a lot of liquidity to fight your way through if you think you're going to go lower than that.
Yeah. And while we are following on that, while we are on that weekly, so this weekly says we go higher. But then, so anything in here is higher until we break the new all-time highs.
That's dumb. This is good.
Until we break the new all-time highs. And then once we do, you may get something like this, you know. You're going to get the break of all-time high, and then you can break these. You know, you can break these, and you will get that range sweep. But then you are still inside of this leg on the monthly, right? So even if you're going to get this, and even if you would get this, you would still be uptrending. So we cannot exactly say how it's going to follow after. I do think we see that recession and so on. But until then, there is a room for this upside. I just don't see how this is bearish at all, unless we go and take this low. So until that, it's bullish.
I feel like a lot of the time, Jackus, like it's bears that feel like they need to be vindicated, and the reality is like if that's your MO with trading, then you're just not going to make money. Like you can't feel like you need to be vindicated because you were bearish and the chart's already moved 75%. And there's still room for price to move, but you're like, I'm just not going to trade it because I'm bearish. Like, believe me, like I'll tell you guys, like Max, you heard me, like when I first started talking on BB, you heard how bearish I was towards Q1, right? Like I was super bared up. Bro.
Yeah, but you flipped because you needed to, but you flipped.
You guys remember? You guys remember when this trend line was literally life itself?
Yeah.
We were just looking for it.
Unreal.
Oh, ETH crossing 1810. Who could have foreseen? Who could have foreseen?
I'm just telling you guys, like, if you can't flip with these charts, you could stay to one side of the trade, but you're only going to make money half the time.
All right,
guys,
I want to show you something. Or Tucker, you finish. I want to show something real quick.
It looks bad on the higher time frames, man.
Brother, it looks good.
It really.
Oh, it could stay ramped. Don't let's not pretend here.
Really looks bad, man.
Dude, what is that indicator? Is that Fu Manchu?
Never.
Yeah, it's Fu Manchu.
Never ever is it Fu Manchu.
It's the knockoff of Fu Manchu.
Tucker, allow
Market
me.
Cipher.
Allow me to steal the screen. I'm gonna pull a Tommy, okay?
You guys don't know how to read market cipher. It's okay.
I do. I used it for a
Okay.
long time.
Well,
All
then
right,
you
let me-
should be bearish, Will. You should be bearish.
No, because those blue freaking bubbles can stay up there for a
All right.
long time.
I'm
All right,
aware.
listen here, ladies.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, listen. We've talked about this for upwards of 8 weeks now. Okay, I posted a video on this. Okay, we've talked about this. We are approaching the Fed about to skip interest rate hikes twice in a row. 2 skips, in my mind, equals a pause. Let's take a look at the last time we had an official Fed pause. Okay, Tucker, you already done this with me, but we need to remind everybody because, again, if you don't say it 18 times, then people say that you didn't say it. All right, look at this
True.
one. Into the Fed pause, we dipped 20% here over 3 months. This was during the last Fed tightening cycle, and it was a shortened cycle, but nonetheless, it still counts. We dipped 20% into it. It's over. Oh my gosh, it's over. Out of the Fed pause. Look what happens, man. Look what happens. Face rip. All right, my computer's about to die. Let me plug this in real quick. We are so back. Okay. So let's go back and look
Market's
at the
about to
next
dump. Let me inject some liquidity. We are so bad.
So we are so back. It's like we never left.
I love it.
Okay. Hang on now. Hang on. Stay with me, everybody. Stay with me. Okay. Here we go. Fed pause. Okay. This was back before 2008, before like the real collapse, right? Look what happens. We dip 8% going into the Fed pause. And then look what happens. 8% dip into a face melt until they finally actually start cutting rates up 20%. Okay. There's more examples, but I don't need to go over all of them. Okay. Just go watch the video or do it yourself because I just did half of it for you. But point being is we are about to be at the first red line. We are having the aggressive dip that we always see into the official Fed pause. And they're not going to be as clear, okay, because they want to act tough, all right? And times are sensitive. They're not going to say we're done, but you have to interpret 2 skips as a pause. And this is the same dump that we always get into the Fed pause.
Max, you got to draw the green box to all
Single
time. So they
time.
get it.
I will draw the green box. Well, that's a good suggestion. I will draw the green box. Look at this.
Yes.
Every single time. What do you want me to say? Do you really want to bet that this time is different than the past half dozen? Do you want to make that bet? Because I don't. Because every time someone says this time is different, they get smoked. Okay?
I don't know.
Do you
I've
know
heard-
what's the
I've heard
worst? Do you know
Joe
what's the
say it's
worst about
different
this for
many
the
times.
Bears? Do you know what's the worst about this? That
What's
it
the worst?
actually makes sense.
The logic is too airtight.
But here's the thing: if you come out with logic and it clicks in their head like a light bulb, they're like, "Well, that's too obvious." That's what they think.
Yeah.
I'm just
But
looking
they
at
never thought of it themselves, you know.
I mean,
but it's
I
too
am
obvious.
I'm a Trading View premium member, but you have access
Same
to
here.
it for free.
Same here.
You cannot pay for it and still get access to this data, I'm pretty sure. You know, you can do this on your own chart. You tell me how I'm wrong here. You know, I'm willing to bet that this happens just like it has the previous half dozen times. I'm not long yet. I'm being patient, but I'm getting ready to be.
Oh, I'm long.
And guess what else
Not
happens
stocks,
on the
but
Fed
I'm long.
pause? Typically, we see yields spiking right while we're dropping going into the Fed pause. And guess what's happening? Guess what's been happening the past 60 days? Yields have been going parabolic. Okay. It's all happening exactly as it has. And everyone's like, this time is different because of macro, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 macro. Just look at the charts and the timing of how it all lines up. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think that too. A lot of people they look at COVID like it's the correction to pay attention to. It's such a bad take. Like, just get COVID out of your mind and just think that the correction is coming, but much later than you think. And I mean, Mats, go back to the 70s on SPY. Go back to the 70s
And
and
real,
the 80s.
real quick, because we're going to do that right now, Will.
So the
I want to
same
talk.
thing.
I want to talk about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jackus already knows where I'm going with this.
Claims, bro.
He already knows exactly where I'm going with this. Hang on, guys. We're about to cook even more. All right, let's go back.
I would love to cook more on BTC once again after we are done with SPX.
Jack
It's
is
gonna
can't
be a
get
long
enough,
morning,
bro.
guys. We gotta give him a long morning because we're out later on.
Look at the topping process. Okay, we're gonna shrink this. This is the initial claims, initial jobless claims. Look at the curling process that we have here. Okay, you don't actually see problems until you see Americans without jobs. It is literally that simple. Okay, when you start to see Americans without jobs and filing for unemployment, and you start to see this curling up, is when the market will start rolling over. Let's just even do a little bit of TA on it, right? When we start breaking through some highs here, okay, at this point in time,
You can start
right
looking
here,
for a reversal.
right here is when it's over, okay, is when you start to see the jobs market imploding in the US.
May I quickly jump in, Max?
You can cook. Go ahead.
I just want to follow up because, first of all, we are seeing the interest rates that I've been predicting that they're going to pop. I want to jump on what you are saying right here. I was saying that the interest rates will pause in July when all the macro guys were cooking. We're going to go to 7% or something. And then I was saying rate pause is bullish, just like you have drawn there, for the time being, and then the rate cuts will come, and it will all be confluent. We will have long period of rate pause. We are just 3 months in, guys. 3 months into rate pause. That's so soon. It needs to be there for at least a year, most of the time. So there is that time window for that upside. And then exactly as Max is saying, we will see that initial jobless claims start to go up. And look at that confluence that Max has drawn out. You have a confluence of long period of rate pause. You have a confluence of initial jobless claims breaking higher. And you have a confluence of market structure. And we are, so you need to wait for these. And we are not seeing any of these just yet. We are just too early for that recession. We want to wait for those confluences to align, and we possibly want to front run it a little bit above the all-time high.
Claims will be that'll be your real indication, right? When people start putting in claims, and this is something I've talked about many times with the same macro guys, and they agree on it, and then they come back to spin it back to, oh, we're going to go into a recession again, even though they agree with me on this. That initial claims have to start rising. If you're not getting initial claims, that means people can lose jobs, but they don't think they're not going to get another job, so they're not going to claim any type of unemployment, right? When people start taking up unemployment claims, then you got a market that's concerned about jobs, and now the workforce is like, oh shoot, I may not be able to get another job, so I have to claim my unemployment.
Initial claims is moving down. Like, exactly. What else do you need to see? It's going the opposite way.
Yeah.
That's why you will see a downward tick in unemployment in future too, because unemployment is the last one to go higher or lower. And when you have a unemployment in a parabola, that's the end of the bear market of the cycle. Because unemployment is the last piece of all these macro tools that we use. That's the most lagging one. That's when the economy is in shithole. So you buy on the highest unemployment rate. That's exactly when everyone, and I can already see it happening in the future life, when everyone is going to jump in and I'm going to say, hey, I'm buying here. And people will be like, how can you buy? It's the highest unemployment we had in so long. It's going to go to zero. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And then you just ride the wave. And then you just ride the equities for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta run
on Bitcoin,
but I gotta run real quick. Could I just share screen real quick?
Go on.
I just want to show you guys some smell, and then I'm gonna leave. Could you imagine the smell?
That is some smell, Will.
That is.
Imagine the smell.
That looks like a Koosh chart, Will.
It does.
Imagine the smell. I'm not saying it goes here immediately, but you get where I'm going with this conversation, right? It's like people just aren't getting the build up here.
Yeah,
into what can happen. So yeah,
I like
we'll see.
I like that slow grind up on that trend line, because the longer we go on that grind up, the higher we go later on.
Dude, is Michael Saylor about to be the richest man to ever live?
Yeah, because he's about to sell the top. I think this time, maybe
I
he'll
don't
buy
think
the
he's.
top.
I don't
We'll
think
see.
he's going to sell, man. I don't think he's ever going to sell.
He'll buy the top as well.
I think he might sell enough at the next top just to satisfy his debts, because he probably wants to get out from underneath that margin, because he's like 6x long right now. So I could see him taking some profit just to pay that off, but then leaving the rest.
Yeah,
But I don't think he's going to sell.
I mean, look at where Bitcoin is at right now, and how could you look at Bitcoin right now and not think that this is a good potential? Right? It's a really good potential at this place. I know a lot of people are looking for this. They're looking for this to do this, and then all of a sudden do this somehow magically. But your structures there, guys. I can't point it out anymore to you. If that structure breaks, be bearish. Until then, be bullish. But I gotta take off, guys. Thanks.
You will.
see how well.
I mean, what do we even say about this, man? What is there to say?
We need some mean reversion.
Quickly.
We need it immediately.
We need it now.
We do.
Oh man,
It's a tough look.
it's
definitely a tough look.
It's always tough look. But do you remember what other tough look we had at 15,000? Sorry, at 1,500 on ETH USD when we said
Yes.
it must bounce here, and it has.
Dude, look
That
at
was another
Soul
tough-
Bitcoin though. Soul Bitcoin is just chatting against. I mean, I bet Soul ETH looks even better. Yeah.
Yeah, Soul ETH, Soul Bitcoin, dude. ETH is going to, man. It's going to be hard to time it out.
Is
But
ETH dead?
no, it's not dead.
Before you came in, Max, I was also entertaining the Sol versus Link chart, and Sol comes out as winner too.
Yeah, I can
Soul
see
is up 10% today.
We're probably gonna be Solana Maxis until we rock.
I mean,
I like Soul. I mean, I think we're going to get a pullback maybe next week or something like that. Fill in some of these inefficiencies that we've formed.
yeah, I'd like to do that.
Maybe just like 29 again, something like that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but
I'd like a sweep first.
you think so?
I mean, I guess I'm on the weekly. Hang on.
I ask for a chart whenever you are ready, guys.
All right. When Tucker's done, he can
Yes.
You mean fill in some of this?
Yeah, I don't even think we need to go that deep though. Like I think more so just maybe a retest of 30. I mean, if we're at 33 right now, 10% drop, probably all we need.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me look at this on like the holy shoot. Guys.
Yeah, it looks insane, man.
Guys, that is silly.
Wait, where does Tommy lose that bet? Is it above those equal highs?
He doesn't lose it on an invalidation to the upside. It's basically an option. So we have to keep Sol above $10 through February 15th.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, he's done at this point, man. We're at $33. I don't know what's going to take us down to $9 from here. So
just won't.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it looks pretty good, man.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I think I'm safe.
It's been red down here for a very, very long time.
Beach ball underwater, man.
Yeah.
Todd is saying bought sold at 18, sold at 20. Feels bad, man. And that's exactly what I've been saying. You know, you guys have to sort of left and right curve this, not mid curve this bottom range on the higher time frame. That's why we keep on talking about these.
You gotta just shove it on margin to make up for it, man. That's what I've been doing. Because I wasn't able to. I had a bunch of money in Robinhood, and apparently they don't offer Sol trading, and I thought they did. And I didn't want to have to send it out of Robinhood to my bank and then to Coinbase or Gemini or something. So I would just literally just chase Sol on margin just so I had some exposure to it. I've just been trading it because it's been pumping hard. But if we do get a little pullback, I'll figure out how to get some spot just to have it. But I've been making up for it on margin, so I'm with you.
You don't have any spot, Max?
I actually do have a little spot soul. I
Hmm.
found a dust wallet, so that's up nice. But yeah, I don't have any like spot soul right now. I've just been playing it on margin.
Listen, guys, this is what I want to talk about for ETH BTC. So I think that we range here. This is the range. So it's legit. This is the must bounce place. I mean, we could even sweep a little bit lower here, maybe like right as this one on the M15. But like on the hourly, this is the one to hold. We are seeing that bounce, and let's see if we call the bottom here as well, just like we had for ETHUSD. So I think if we move higher above this this one, we reclaim the range. For now, it's a liquidity reaction. But if we break above, I do think we go for range highs. And at that point, I think we break out and then the sequence of actions start to unfold where we break higher. Just like my sequence of actions for ETHUSD when we were down here live. And then we were saying, oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. It legit must bounce zero. It's over. And yeah, legit this happened.
Call the ambulance, but not for me.
Call the ambulance, but not for me. So
But
I
dude,
think
I'm not gonna lie, I do need ETH to move here, man. I have so much ETH, and I just need this bad boy to. I needed to catch up to Bitcoin. It's time. It is time.
I mean, the worst case, in my opinion, is that you probably just lose some value to Bitcoin, but you're not gonna lose to USD anyway.
Oh, I agree. I mean, dude, I shoved at 1584. You know, I'm not worried about it. It's going very well. It's just I'd love for it to pull a Solana and Zodiac. I got to address this, man. Everybody and their grandma wants to buy ETH BTC at that level, man. That's like that's the equivalent of everybody saying they wanted to buy a 13K Bitcoin because it's such an obvious high time frame SR level. Those levels always get front run, man. They always get front run.
It cannot happen, guys. Like this is exactly what people are saying. It's like saying I want to buy Bitcoin at 100 or I don't know 3K. It breaks the structure and kills the chart forever. That's not. It's like saying, hey, I want to buy ADA Bitcoin down here. No, you don't, because if that happens and it does come back down here, it's over for the chart. By the way, we talked about this at the beginning of the stream. If it comes down here, you don't want to buy here. That's over, right? You might gonna get some small bounce, but it's over. This ADA Cardano is dead. I'm calling it right here. It's not recovering. So you don't want to be buying Ether down here because at that point it's dead. I do hope I have the higher time frame structure here. Okay,
look at those folders, Jack. It's beautiful.
I'm learning. Wait, I gotta first put these into folders.
Look at oh my gosh, look at you. I'm tearing up. I'm tearing up.
learning, Max. You know, you gotta learn from each other. So if we do break lower here, it creates a higher time frame structure loss, and this has become a distribution. You wanna be buying, like this is what you are saying. I wanna be buying at 0.4 when we break that structure. You wanna buy the breakdown of the range. No, you don't. You know, if we are breaking lower, then ETH BTC would go to like there is really no support anymore, and we would probably go like even below here. It's just how it is, guys. You know, I cannot stress this out. You don't want to be buying down there because this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get the bounce, but then you're gonna get the death. I mean, this is the death already. You simply don't want that. So this is where ETH BTC must bounce, but I do see it bouncing because I think ETH is here to stay. And I think we are very close now to breaking this level, and ETH is going to play the catch-up game. And this is the shakeout. This is the shakeout out of Ether of this cycle, in my opinion. They always have to make it very scary. They have for all they made it scary for BTC. They're gonna make it scary they made it scary for Skull, and they are making it scary for Ether as well. I do think once we break here, it's over for the bears on the USD pair, and then the ETH BTC is gonna catch up. So
Jackass, do you like that CME gap as a target, as a TP? You posted it this morning on Twitter. I thought that was nice. And
yeah.
Bitcoin for Confluence, if we're talking about ETH playing catch up, Bitcoin just filled in its CME gap from that markdown, which was at 35K. So
yeah, that's something I wanted to start on again. We go where we started. So I do think that this one is probably gonna play out exactly like this, where we had that breakout, and I will share this later on Twitter probably, where we had this breakout, then we get that shakeout candle. I think this is gonna be because I think what happens here. Oh Jesus. What I think happens here is that all the people become really anxious that we are just mooning. All the sideline money. Like, I feel comfy, but all the sideline people will start. And by the way, I love this play from so many ways, and I want to entertain this one. And then I just leave you guys speaking. I do think many are targeting 40K here. I think we front run that. And I cannot say exactly how high. We could go into some levels. Maybe like this one does make. Oh yeah, this one does make sense to me. We'll see. Yeah, so we could see something like this. I cannot exactly say which one. There's this inefficiency fill. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I would have to zoom in a little bit on the daily too. So yeah, this level does definitely make sense, guys. It does. Like, I love it. This is probably what happens. So we go here, and here we reject. This could be your invalidation if you want to play this short. And then, so it front runs anyone waiting for 40K. And here people start to be really euphoric. They start to jump in on leverage. We are going forever up. After all this upside, everyone's shaken out. People here are waiting for the retest of 31K or 32, whatever. It doesn't come. Lots of leverage here, and then this sweep is gonna be the leverage wipeout. Just boom, one candle. Completely kills off the leverage. It's fucking scary. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, we are crashing!" I told you so. Capo comes in euphoric once again in his Telegram, starts saying we are going to 25K. Cartel, whatever. What happens is we most likely. I could even see a scenario. So like, we take this stop. Okay, there are stops down here now. By the way, we are bouncing from the support. I was saying yesterday that we should bounce here. 33, 3, 3, 3, 3. I think we take the stops here, go into this inefficiency, this breakout candle. Okay, anyone that bought after is going to be shaken out. So that's even this low. And then I could see us bouncing from this high, maybe even this high, possibly. Maybe not. We'll see. But I could see us front running, maybe even front running this high. Maybe we just retest it, and maybe we just front run it. And all those orders waiting here will get front run. So you will have all these people that bought after the breakout shaken out. You will have all the bears jumping in FOMO, getting stopped out. And you will have all the patient ones get in front run, and it's the ultimate rector for everyone once again, while the price keeps going up. That's my base case here.
I like it. Yeah, when you said boom, that made me think of the zero guy. What's his name? Dan Pena. In 1 second,
Yeah.
boom, like that.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, I could see that. I mean, it looks like it wants higher first for sure. Yeah, the question is just are these alts going to continue to catch up? It's really just kind of the Bitcoin and Solana show right now, honestly. But and Pepe, of course. How could we forget Pepe? But
I feel I'll sell some Bitcoin when we get up here, and then I will look to buy it cheaper. And if it just keeps going up, so be it. We will come and retest these levels probably later on.
So, Jack, if that scenario happens, what do you think happens to Ethereum?
So what I think is that Ether stays strong, and that's the case for ETH BTC. When that comes, I think ETH BTC bounces, and ETH USD is probably like. What I could see happening is where ETH USD continues higher here, and maybe even goes all the way up here, and then if there's the wolf sell off, it could retest something like that. I could see, like continue higher, people get euphoric, then woof, we retest this support, and then Ether really starts catching up while BTC slowly crawls up. So okay, this really does make sense to me. Let's put it like this. So what we talked about, maybe I'm gonna use it like this. Apologies. And I'm legit just entertaining this idea live. So this one. Yeah, so yeah, that's the one as well. Look how nicely we held it. But I want a clean chart on the second. Okay, so I think what happens is we go for this high with this move, right? BTC starts breaking higher and goes slowly here, and Ether really catches up, breaks higher and goes really big. Then there is the big sell-off on BTC, while ETH just retests this support. But BTC retests this higher time frame range and sweeps these lows. Ether doesn't do that. And then during this upside, that's when ETH really starts to catch up and goes higher, while BTC slowly crawls up here and maybe goes to like 40K. I could see something like that happening.
Guys, it's pretty wild that we're actually at 35K and like an open interest is literally not even back to where we were when we were at 29 before we flushed.
Tucker, did you see that?
Like,
did you see that tweet that was like BlackRock fined by the SEC for not disclosing investments? Man, that's straight up Bitcoin, man. That's got to be.
Oh,
Bitcoin.
For sure, it has to be.
They're front running their own ETF, man. Yeah, they're totally shoving the corn. I love it.
Yeah, they're because I'm like, how would we be this high if OI isn't this? Like, there's a spot buyer. Probably
dude, it's BlackRock, man. It's literally BlackRock.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably besides Sailor, there's some spot buyer who's ripping it right now. So
yeah, his name is Max. It's me.
His name is Larry.
Maybe Tommy is buying from Asia.
Dude, that would make sense. Tommy's our Asian quant right now.
Yeah, he really is. He really is.
It's been so weird not having Tommy here for this long.
I know. It's very strange.
He's never allowed to go on vacation again. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, no. He stays on vacation forever, so that we go upside forever.
That's. Right. I mean, there's no coincidence, man. It's the inverse of when I go to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait,
so when we need a pullback, we send Max to Florida, and then when we need upside, we send Tommy to Asia.
It's just a company insurance fund, just for when we need the market to do something. We just send team members to different places.
Wait, mark out the 20. Are we gonna be in Kansas City on the 28th? Because that's the lunar date that a lot of people are looking at, man. And it could be a good thing. Like it could be a positive lunar confluence, but I think something happens on the 28th, man.
Yeah, we're gonna be together.
Good. Is that Saturday?
Saturday night, yeah.
That's when that's the only day actually the entire team will be there all day together.
That's when we're having bison ribeyes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Last Supper before it's all over.
Before it's completely over. Yeah.
What do you got, Jackus?
I got some alpha.
I have to leave in like 2 minutes, by the way. I have to go drive to the airport, so just a heads
Yeah,
up.
wait, what time are you coming in? 2:30?
I land, yeah, it's like 2:30 your time.
All right. I'll get you, and we'll probably just have to wait there and get Ed, but
Okay.
because he gets there at 3:30.
Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, that seems right.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I got the gold versus copper ratio. That's the basic chart up here. Maybe I'm just gonna make it like this, slightly different color. And then what I have down here is SPX, and this is the Fed funds rate, obviously. So whenever the ratio goes up, that means that gold is getting more expensive than copper. And it has a meaning because gold is considered a risk-off asset and copper is a industrial material. So whenever this ratio goes up is usually when gold goes up and equities go down. It doesn't go like, once again, I'm on the monthly, so I need to take this with a little bit of timing. And the timing is very important here, and we have to put in the confluence of the funds rate. But basically what we can see is that at the time that the Fed funds rate start to go down, we can also see that the SPX starts to go down, the equities, and the ratio goes up. And it's usually these big spikes when we get the final one. And the market sort of bottoms, right? I think this is pretty interesting. Sort of, we could say, something like this. You really have to take it as an area. So whenever we get these big spikes, and what I think happens is, once again, just further, there are obviously periods in the middle, right? So for example, here we had the ratio of gold and copper going higher, but we haven't really seen any crash in equities. But we've seen a pretty decent slowdown of 2015. It was something similar to like prior to COVID area. But what's the difference there is that we didn't have a Fed funds rate going higher, right, in this area. But we still had these equities rather slow down at minimum for a few years. And I think the same thing is happening right here. So for example, here, right, we had the beginning of the rate, we had the end of rate hikes and the rate pauses, and we've seen gold starting to move up in these small waves. And what did SPX do? It continued to rally and went above all-time highs. And I think we are in a very similar scenario where we have these two spikes. And I'm not saying this is going to be like exactly the same. I could even see this one, staying here for a little longer, just like in many of these. But then when we start to get that bigger spike at some point, that I think that the point is somewhere around Q3, Q4 next year, with this ratio, then I think we will see those rates drop. Let's put it like November 24, for example. And I think we have that time once again for this upside in the equities, just like here. And then we will see the ratio really going higher. And by the way, I don't know if you guys remember it, maybe Tucker does, when we had this discussion with Nakamoto Lisk on the Spaces about the gold copper ratio, and he said, I'm very bearish on it, and I said, look, this looks bullish down here. It was right before that, right before this spike down here.
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it has spiked. And by the way, we've seen this is also interesting, right? So like we see this spike right here and I think once again, there are some less sensitive times, like when the rates are low, and there are more sensitive times when the rates are high, when the correlation is way bigger. And look at that, we got a correction and we had this big gold upside. And once again, if I now go into gold, if I go into gold, we had this very impulsive move, but I do expect it to rather slow down here and not do much, maybe even pull back before heading higher again, then maybe slowing once again and then really breaking higher. So this does make sense that gold now slows down and leaves that pressure for SPX to rally above that all-time highs. In the meantime, we get those rate pauses, and then we get the rate cuts, which are, and I keep saying this, rate cuts are both bearish and bullish. They are bearish short term because when they happen, that means economy is in a bad shape and central bankers need to ease the pressure from the economy. And but they are bullish longer term because it takes time before these effects start to take place within the economy, just like rate hikes. And when you get the rate cuts, it's bullish longer term before, once again, it takes time. And then when it finally comes into place, you have the easier monetary conditions and the market can continue. So I think when this happens, there will be credit problems, we get it shake out, but then the market recovers. Oh, maybe not like this, maybe like
Yeah.
maybe we get the sell-off and then really slow crawl up, then maybe another could be something like that possibly. But yeah, I think this is just another tool to add to the overall confluence, and that's what we are trying to do, build that context and try to find the right place, which served us well already.
Indeed. Look at this though. I want to look at Clean Spark, man. This is
Oh yeah.
Some of these miners, man, are really looking ready. Look at that chart.
Oh yeah.
That's bottomed out. It's about to rip, man. I can feel it.
It will rip. It will rip. It's lagging also.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that looks like a good. I mean, that just crawl into support. Oh man, you're easily going up to $7-8, I think.
BTC at 35K again.
I mean, guys, look, Bitcoin. Like if you get a new high, I mean, this is the easiest 10x I've ever seen, probably. Right?
Yeah.
Like this thing, $42 high, $4 right now. They only split back here, right? So this is all possible. This is not possible. Well, I don't want to say that, but this is not likely. This is possible for sure because they didn't split. So, top of the bull market. I mean, between this and Sol, I don't really know what an easier 10x would be. Honestly, probably this, but probably both very, very simple, straightforward, 1,000% gainers if you're in spot. So, yeah.
Okay, quickly, Tucker, I gotta clarify something. So someone's calling me in the chat that Jekis is going to eat shit on his Cardano call, comparing it to Steam. What a clown. I'm not comparing
Steam.
I'm not comparing Cardano to Steam. If that's the impression you got, that was not the message. I'm not at all comparing Cardano to Steam. I was merely using Steam as a proxy to understand the price action. But what was my message was that Cardano against BTC pair is dead, because it has retraced, and I've been invested heavy in Cardano in 2020 and rode it very well. But then the market needs to hold the structure, and it hasn't. Cardano against the BTC pair lost this structure, and is going back to the very base where it started. And that's the key difference. I'm not at all comparing it to Steam. And if that was the message you got, I apologize, but that was definitely not the intention. I was simply using it as an example. And I'm also not saying that Cardano versus BTC won't have some upside here. Okay, that's also not what I'm saying. I do think it will have upside with the rest of the market, but it will be just small upside compared to other cycles. It may go to like 1,500 satoshis, but I'm saying it's not gonna go to new highs anymore, basically, and that there will be much better coins to play than Cardano, because Cardano is ultimately gonna bleed against BTC.
Jackus, look at you, man. Just polite, just nice, just answered the question. This guy comes for your life in the comments. It's all good. It's all good. You're just professional. I love that you're
Thank
just
you.
a professional, bro.
This guy
wants to look at Rose though. I haven't even looked at this like ever really. Well, maybe I might have. Lobby might have told me about this a while ago. What do you make of this?
I mean, let's check the Rose BTC pair.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Yeah, this is not how you want the
you don't want
the
it to
chart to
look.
So basically the same thing as I just described for Cardano, in my opinion. You don't want these. And I mean, at least Rose didn't have that prior cycle to it. But it's not looking good.
It's looking good against ETH. Maybe a little.
It's looking good for some temporary upside.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the time frame we are talking about, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't really know anything about it either, so.
Thanks, Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac is a Chad, man. You want to wrap it up, Jackus? Are you good to wrap up, or do you want to keep going? Or I can wrap it up. I mean, but
BTC is just possibly breaking to new highs.
Wait, is it really? Okay, we gotta stay on, boys. We're staying on.
And ETH might be breaking that 1850 level soon as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, I love these vibes, Tucker. It's been a while.
It has. It's been too long, man. It's been too long.
Too long is a good word, yeah.
We gotta break this high, man. We can't. We need a God candle right now.
No, I still think that we need to create several lower time frame highs to really make that. It's the same. To be honest, this is the same premise I have for SPX, just on a higher time frame. It's the same thing. We need to create that sentiment above here before you get that rug pull. That's the same chart, basically, what I'm saying, just higher time frames. And I don't know if, you can even think it happens like this. I don't know. That, this will depend on timing. But you want to create that sentiment. You want to create that soft landing narrative. And here, we want to have these good vibes for a little longer, and then you get it flush out.
Yeah. Okay, let's just look at the. Where is the impulse?
Will says, "Thanks. I'm massively underwater. So happy to
Oh,
hear.
Will is still here.
Looks like shit."
Will said, "Let
Oh,
me in."
Will is here, and Will. Wait, was that Will as well that wrote in
This
the
is
comment?
Caroline. No, that's the different Will. This is Caroline.
Okay,
Always
okay.
has Will's outlook. American trader. It's coming into the talk markets. Where are we at in price right now?
We're pushing the highs, bro. We need to break it though. I don't like this OI profile.
Tucker,
Honestly,
are you muted?
no. Wait, can you hear me, Jackus?
I hear you, both of you.
Will,
I don't
can
hear
you hear
Tucker.
me?
I hear both of you guys.
That's the problem. I hear you, Jackus. I don't hear Tucker.
You don't hear Tucker. Okay, that's so weird.
That is really weird.
Maybe he muted you. Or you muted Tucker.
Did you mute me, Will?
No, he's not. Okay, I can come back in. Hold on.
Come back.
Don't forget the American trader will be in the waiting room. Give me just a second.
All right. Yeah, man. I don't love this. I don't love this open interest profile, this walk up. We need to see it break right now, or else I think it turns around pretty quick. Okay, there's Will again. You hear me, Will?
Yeah, I can hear you. The American trader can hear you again. I love how
Good.
American trader.
Good. Yeah, man. I don't like this. I don't like this 1-for-1 open it. I mean, they're clearly just longing the shit out of this. Like,
oh yeah,
that's exactly what we talked about. This is what we want to see for that flush to happen.
Yeah,
you're going to get more long here, but it's going to flush for sure. Like you're going to get more long. Like liquidity is just running in right now.
If they can't break this out, it's going to flush hard.
I think they're going to pull back a little bit, Tucker, and they're going to break out. And then when they break out, nobody's going to believe it. Then they're going to come back and retest the high, just like how Jack has had it drawn, and then probably rip again. Like it's definitely in a distribution move right now, but you're going to distribute a lot higher than what people think.
Yeah, because this was the origin of the OI entrance, right? This was the origin, so right here.
By the way, Zodiac wants to entertain BNB BTC if you want to go into it.
BNB. Oh no. Oh wow. Wait, what is BNB USD doing right now?
Dude, it's just approaching the high time frame support. That's actually very nice.
Okay. 226. Okay.
The problem with Sato, Will said Sato just long. The problem with Sato is Sato's right a lot of the time. He just round trips everything. That's his issue. If you guys don't know who Sato is, it's this Asian trader who puts in like millions of dollars on longs and shorts, and everybody pays attention to him. And he's always right initially, but he always round trips his entire position and gets liquidated.
Wait, we're literally 34.8 right now, bro. He just got liquidated.
Oh, did he get licked already?
Yeah, he got licked already.
Bro, that dude is freaking crazy, man. Like I swear he's got to
Look at that. Look at that. They just hunted him, bro. They just hunted him.
Oh my gosh. The dude just got to stop trading. Like he's always long in the tops, always shorting the bottoms.
He just got hunted.
Who gives him the money?
He's got to be getting paid by an exchange. Like it's got to be money laundering or something.
They have to just give him money, and they're like, just trade. You have to use this money to trade on our exchange, and that's it.
And trade at the worst possible positions, and we'll just fund you the money back when we're done.
Yeah, literally. I mean, they don't even need to tell him to just trade the worst possible positions. Just tell him trade.
Just tell him trade. They'll trade the worst ones.
Dude, they literally wiped him, and now they're gonna. Oh man, yeah, the OI's coming off.
Yeah, they're gonna wipe out some of that OI for sure, and then they're gonna rip it again. Watch, they're gonna yank it back, kill all the longs, and then rip it higher.
Yeah,
get them back in. They're fishing.
Right here,
but I still think we go higher first.
Oh yeah. No, right now, look, the market is fishing all the guppies right now. grabbing all the guppies.
The guppies.
Once it eats all the guppies, then it'll go for the bigger fish.
Roll bid up 10%. Let's go. BB Discord knew that I rotated some ETH into roll bit, outperforming it by what, 9% today? It is what it is. It is what it is.
I'm actually liking that BNB BTC chart.
The
Because
BNB
it's
BTC.
a pure capitulation right into support after taking all that liquidity. I mean, that's exactly like, obviously here it's knife catching, so on the weekly, so you don't really need to. But like then it turns around usually from nowhere and you miss it. So this is definitely level to be watching, in my opinion.
Oh man. Oh,
I got to run again though, boys. But I just wanted to pop in. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
keep doing God's work. You know, let them know whether they want to hear it or not.
we will. Don't you worry about that.
I'll see you
It's
guys later.
also see I will. It's also minus 66% from all-time highs. BNB BTC.
BNB BTC is.
Yeah. Whoa.
BNB BTC. Oh wow, we had a chart.
Yeah.
Look at that. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I mean, it looks so awful. Who could have foreseen?
Who could have foreseen this?
It
Yeah,
looks
come
so
on down.
awful that
It
it's such
does
a
look
good
bad.
buy.
Wait, you think it's a good buy?
Yeah.
BNB?
Yeah, because it's right at that support, right below that liquidity. So like if it's gonna bounce, it's gonna bounce here and bottom around here. Does that mean like knife catch? No, probably wait for like, I don't know, daily break of structure or something. But like this is the area. That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not saying YOLO here. Although I do think that YOLOing here with the longer term vision is good, because I don't think that BNB is going to zero. But like legit, if you're gonna zoom out on the weekly, this was the level that retested the prior all-time high, and then went higher, then created that range of 2021-22, then went way higher during the bear market, all the way up out until FTX, and now it's just pure capitulation.
Yeah.
And look at the weekly RSI on that chart. Oh my god. This is like
Weekly,
everything. This is like everything you want to see for a chart bottoming. And again, that doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't go like another 20% lower here. That doesn't mean it doesn't go 20% lower. But this is where you pay attention, really pay attention.
Yeah.
This is where everyone calls the DES, mocks BNB, and then turn around.
I know they got Naka, man. I know they got Naka. He was shorting BNB. Oh no. Down in here, bro. Oh dear. This is why you don't short BNB, bro. There's no reason to. You're playing against the Godfather. There's even if it is going to go to zero, like this is not. He will take you out. He will take you out of your stops every time.
Right.
Every time.
Right. Jake's the BNB defender.
The defender.
Defender. Man, I like I think all of us should want BNB not really maybe to succeed, but to stay stable.
To not
Because
die,
yeah. And I legit think this is a good, and BNB really does. Like, we still need to think about that Binance is still the largest spot exchange, and BNB is being used on that exchange for lots of transaction. And to be fair, most crypto activities are still being done on an exchange. So like BNB does have value as long as people are trading on that exchange. You can legit do lots of stuff. They save you lots of fees. There is a good incentive to hold it. And do I think it's a like that coin serves anything apart from that? Probably not. Do I want to save in BNB? No, but like I do see it respecting the higher time frame levels.
Yeah, it is indeed respecting the levels. I'll tell you what. Wait, what is oh man, I might have to pop a little short on Solana, man.
Yeah, it's getting quite crazy.
I might have to do it.
I feel the flush is really just around the corner.
Yeah. As do I, man. As do I.
Do we actually front run those equal highs on Sol, Tucker?
I think we just did. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this, man. Look at this. Just nasty. I mean, I know when you're in a strong uptrend, bear div is a meme, but like, that's pretty nasty.
I mean, it's nasty, but I could see this just crashing all the shorts. Imagine how many shorts there are on Sol, and they had no idea that Sol is gonna pull this move. Do you think they already got liquidated? I think not.
Yeah.
I'm not like seeing some very spiky liquidation candle just yet. I'm seeing on the H4 exactly the chart you have. I'm seeing like a sustained higher highs, higher lows. I could see this. I think it spikes first, something like it has done in July. Something like that I would love to see for the top.
In July? Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah. I would love to see some of that wick.
Yeah.
Would it be awesome if we front run those equal highs at like $38 and created triple highs?
I don't know, man. It might be cooked. It might be cooked here. I mean, they ran it hard today. It's up 10%. Yeah, I popped a short on it. About right here.
Yeah.
I'll cut it above 34. It is what it is. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'll cut it above here. Let's see. We're going to get into the microstructure quants.
What size are you coming in with the short?
Huh?
What size are you punting in the short?
I just scaled in a little bit. I'm not gonna punt it huge up here. Actually, I could probably add. I'm gonna add right around here if we get there, because I have a lot of spot souls. So if it goes up, that's fine. I mean, I'm still net long, right? I'm still net long soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let's try this for the future. I would jump into the soul short the moment BTC touches 37,500.
37.5. 37.5. Oh my god, Jackus. Oh man. That's a long ways off, brother.
It's not.
It's a long ways off.
No. Look at the daily. Look at the daily and look on BTC.
Yeah.
Go left, go left, go left, and you will find it.
What, 37? What'd you say? 37 what?
37.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see
You
us
see
coming
that?
up there. Yeah,
Now you see it. Now you see it.
I could see us coming up in here.
Just a few seconds ago, it was too high.
Well, I was on the 5-minute chart, so
Yeah. Yeah, as Zodiac said, they haven't trapped late long. Yeah, they haven't trapped late longs and liquidity short. Waiting room. Yeah,
fair.
they're gonna fuck us over anyway. Somehow.
Yeah. Let's see. This is what I need, man. This is what I need. I don't need that RSI. Where's the volume at? Yeah.
Man, look at this Euro chart. Once you're done cooking.
Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we can fucking trade. All right. Where's the Euro chart?
Look how clean this motherfucker is.
Yeah. She is clean. She is indeed clean.
I could see how much is it from here to here? It's like 9%. Yeah, I could see move up here. Shake out. How much is it? Oh, it does line up. It does line up on the Euro chart and USD chart. It's about 8% from here to that 37.5, and on the Euro chart is, where's the Euro chart?
8% higher.
Yeah, it's 8.15% on USD chart, and it's about 9% on the Euro chart. I could see that playing out more or less.
Okay.
And Japanese yen might actually reach that March high already. That's, we'll see. I mean, this
Sol's
chart
going down, man. Sol's going down in the short term. I feel it in my bones, man. I can see it.
Okay.
I can see it, man. Yeah, it's time. Bring her on down. About to flush. Where my MA is at. Where's my... What we got? 100, 200. Okay. 12, 21. Okay. Yeah, there she goes.
I think this happens for Sol.
See you, Sol.
Sorry, FTM.
Bye.
Legit down here, I was saying I do expect scam pump to come from here, and they legit did that. They legit made this
Yeah, they did.
downtrend, swept it down here. Look at it. one more touchdown here, swept it. This upside, it probably does create some inefficient upside here. Probably even takes like this high. I could see something like this happening, maybe slightly lower, and then something like that.
Wow, we really took this live on stream, man. Come on. Called out live on stream. She's going. It's over. It's completely over. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but this is already a nice win. I'm not going to lie.
Well, if you have called it, you can brag a lot.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
Well, we let's just see what it looks like on the. Let's get rid of all this. Nope, not price.
Okay, man. Let's call the stream
Call the
here,
stream?
unless you wanna go, but I will cut it here.
Yeah, no, let's cut it here. Guys, we very much appreciate you guys tuning in. I do need to show you guys the Discord, not in an ironic way. It is awesome, I promise you. Like we are in there every day, twice a day voice calls, letting you guys know exactly how we're positioning, what we're doing. All our positions are updated pretty much daily because we do trade a lot. So that's there if you guys want it. It really is pretty nice. Max and I nailed Link yesterday on stream. I just hit sold pretty nicely here. Max took Pepe for a 10x on leverage yesterday, given live in the Discord. So, it is what it is. You guys can do it. You guys cannot do it. Totally up to you. But, we've been cranking it recently. I'll say that. So, just wanted to let you guys know about that. But anyways, like, subscribe, do all those things. I really don't love that I, am forced to ask that by the YouTube algo, but I am. So I'm going to do it, hit the like, hit the sub. But yeah, so we're going to be in Kansas City all week, basically, most of the team. So some shows probably won't have, like tomorrow, probably we're not going to be on here if I had to guess. We've got the conference tomorrow. So, but Friday we should be. So we'll keep you guys updated. But anyway, that's all I have. Send Soul back to $25. And we love you guys and appreciate you. That's all I've got. Jackus, you got any remarks?
All love, guys. Thanks for tuning in as always. And don't forget to hit that like button once again. Share it with your friends. Costs nothing. We provide lots of series of knowledge here for free. And that's the way you can freely repay us some of that love we show towards you. Have a nice day.
And we call out bangers on stream. It is what it is.
We call the tops and bottoms live, guys.
It is what it is. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.